No sound. No sound. I forgot to click the button. I forgot to click the button. All right. Rerun it. Rerun it. I just saying something. I just ruined the whole. I just ruined the whole thing. Ruined the whole thing. Dang it. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway, like I was saying, screw it. Whatever. I forgot. I don't go off a script. I don't have a script, everybody. So it is what it is. Damn it. Yeah, by the way, remind me, everybody. Remind me when I'm on air with Jack again. What the heck is he doing with those $5? I've sent him a lot of money. $5 at a time. What is he doing with that money? That's what I need to find out. What in the world is Jack doing with that $5? I will tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I won't be on for fast markets. So I will find out. I will find out. Let me take a look. I need to see when I'm going to be on with Jack again. Give me a second. I'll find out. So just hold up. Let's see if I could remember my life. I can never remember passwords. I will be on with Jack Thursday morning. I'm asking what the heck is he doing? But yeah, let's get started before I ruin that. I ruined that intro. So let's get started with slow markets here. It's talking about some lawsuit with the trading pits and all that. But yeah, here we go. Welcome to Slow Markets, everybody. As always, there's a top step risk disclosure. That's for educational purpose only, not financial advice, not a signals class. And I need to adjust. I look like an orange. I got to adjust my camera. Looks like I always have a little bit too much sun. There you go. Okay. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday night, Wednesday's price action. I took a loss. I said it was ugly price action for me, the way that I view these markets. Yes, it was. There was not consistency in what I seen today in this market. It was up, down, up, down. So it was just chop. Lots of chop. It was good for a range trader, maybe. I don't know. If I was a range trader, I would find some difficulty in this as well. Looks like we ran some lows, ran the highs, and we kind of just closed where we opened up, 22,900, and tonight we are starting to drift lower. Remember, Coach Hoop did remind me tonight we do have some data. Shout out to you, Coach Hoop. Chinese PPI, Chinese CPI, month over month, year over year, some New Zealand information, but big one tomorrow. Tomorrow is the FOMC minutes, so we can expect some volatility coming when the FOMC is released. Woo! Richard says, I'm a range trader, Dakota, and I'm red again today. Yet it's been tough on all traders. I mean, look at the range. Look at the range we were in today. Not much. From the very, very bottom to the very, very top, 120 points. So it's been a little difficult. Not for everybody, though. There's been some traders in the live account. I seen KJ. Shout out to you if you're ever watching or listening. It looks like you had an amazing day in these markets in the live account. But let's take a look. Let's review this from a daily standpoint. It's Technical Tuesdays. We'll go through some technicals. I took a loss last night on that gold trade. That gold trade was not good at all. I took a big fat L on it. So it is what it is. Let's take a look at the daily chart on the NASDAQ. Is this a bullish flag? Do we have this nice rally up? And is this a bullish flag? Is this a bullish flag here? Maybe. FOMC minutes tomorrow is going to choose. I mean, are we going to pick a direction for the FOMC minutes? I think once we get the FOMC minutes, we'll see a little bit more clarity in the market of what it's going to do. Hopefully, knocking on wood. Let's zoom into an hourly chart. I don't think we're going to see too much here in the NASDAQ. lots of sideways. Maybe we see that downward pressure. You could see that right there with this nice downwards trend line. We see this bullish higher lows. So, I mean, what are you consolidating, waiting, consolidating type mode? We buy it down here in this area. Could be tempting to get in long down and around this level, looking for a long to rotate back up to these highs. Or are we going to play for a breakdown and retest of maybe these lower 800s? I don't know. We'll see how this market plays out. Let's zoom into a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, we are already finding some buyers. It looks like we did get down to 65. Found a little bit of buyers here. We did come down and test basically the New York Open session, the New York Fast Market session. We broke through the power hour low. Not much happening. Not much happening. Let's take a look at gold. Ooh, gold. Let's take a look at gold. Let's see the daily chart here on gold. Big shout out to you, Coach Jay. Had a great trade on gold. Great call. Opposite of me. I took that loss. And it's not the best. It's interesting on that daily. Let me zoom in the hourly. FOMC minutes are still going to be pretty volatile there too. We did break through the low. So that's something to behold. The question is, do we get continuation down, and do we come down and test June's low? Do we test June 29th? Do we come down and do we test these 3270s, 3280s? Maybe we come down there. This is an interesting level right there. Some nice support and resistance around these 32 upper 80s, 3290. I don't know, Coach Hoop. What's your thoughts on gold tonight? Coach Hoop is a gold trader. He trades and looks at everything. Looks like we had that big leg move down. Maybe we do some more consolidation, right? We're right back down into this level. So do we just consolidate again in this level? Is that possible? Sure. That's very well possible. We typically see a spike of volatility right at the top of the hour, so in about 12 minutes. GC is consolidating higher time frames. Okay, interesting. We have 2,000 traders watching. 2,000 traders watching. Hit that like button. If we do 500 likes, maybe I do something for the audience. Maybe I do something for the audience. It is Technical Tuesday. Liked. Ooh, and while we're here, we got to make sure we do the hashtag slow markets. Have you guys, has everybody in the chat, have you been liking the slow market trade of the night? Have you been liking the slow markets trade of the night? I've been posting it right there on the Twitter. There we go. How about we get some helpful analysis? Is this analysis not helpful to you? That's all right. I go through technicals each and every night. He's going to buy a 50K combine. Let's go. I have not bought a combine all year. I have not bought a combine for 2025. I have also not purchased a reset. I have not reset my live account. I have not bought a combine. Everything I've done in a simulated account has just been for here on TopstepTV for education and for like the reversal challenge. So that's one thing I'm absolutely proud of. I'm so proud of it. I posted it on my refrigerator. I posted it on my wall right here. And I went over it, right? There you go. I posted it. Had this nice, beautiful. I like this picture, right? There's beauty in this picture. Broken reset button, climbing the mountain, going into the storm. But true enough, I took my last payout I have taken was early, I don't know, January, February this year for just over $250,000, and I have no purchases. I have zero purchases of resets, combines at Topstep or any other firm. So, sure, go ahead, read that. It's right there in that link I sent. Read it. It's fun. I wish I could reset a live account, Andrew. Trust me. Do you know how many times through my trading career, I wish I could just call like Interactive Brokers or Tasty Trade and be like, hey, I just fucked up. Can I reset my account? And they're like, no, you could deposit more funds for the margin that you owe us. Margin call, if you know what that is. That's your favorite weather, dark and stormy. That's the best sleeping weather. You can tell I'm just coming off some pre-workout. I'm super sore. Doing some more sparring. I actually, I don't know if I'll spar tonight. They have sparring right at the end of class. I might just go watch it. There's a kid at our gym that's going to nationals. Thinking about doing some Golden Glove. I might even try and do a Golden Glove tournament myself. It's been a while. Go get my butt kicked in front of everybody. Love that. I'm doing that. I mentally got off track. Okay. Yes, sir. Do you want a 50, 100, or 150K account? Yeah, I know. How big of an account do I want with my personal account? But this is the same one I've had. I hit the 1 year anniversary. It's now officially been 1 year since I've been in this live account. Ricky, I don't look at the 4 hour. I look at the daily, the 1 hour, and the 5 minute chart. This is gold. One thing I'm noting here on gold, let's take a look at this. We started to break through any resistance. It looks like we possibly made a higher low. So possibly made a higher low, and we had that nice break to the long side, a little bit of a pullback, maybe some consolidation. The question is, do we break higher? Are we going to break out higher? We come back, you'll have a Mike Tyson black eye. I'm just happy I've not had a black eye in stream. I have not had a black eye. When I spar, we have headgear on, and you could still get a black eye with headgear on, but it's not like we're going 100%. We're going 20%, 50%, not 100%. If you spar at 100%, it's not the right thing to do, unless you're getting ready for a competition, right? There's competition sparring, preparing for a match. What's up, Coach? Hey, Hig. Let's get those likes up. We have 2,800 people watching. How many of that is robots? How many of that is robots? Out of the 2,800 watching, how many is robots? Gold's going. This is the 5 minute. I'm not seeing any trade setup. We're consolidating here at these 33.14s. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Remember, we have CPI, and like Coach Shoop was saying, Chinese, we'll see the market move. Was it Chinese PPI, Chinese CPI, and what time is it coming out? Let's see. At 19:30, so it's coming out in about an hour, a little less than an hour. Pearl, I am not a robot. Okay. How are we getting 2,800 people? If we could get 2,800 likes, I'll believe that there's no robots. 1,800 bots and nanobots. I don't know. If we get those likes, do some hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets. That's something a robot would say. I'm not a bot. Hit the like. I don't know. Can bots hit like button? Can the bot hit a like button? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. We're at 900 likes. The market makers are tuned in. Almost 1,000 likes. They're real. Andrew, yes, we can. You're full of crap. You're full of crap, man. Yeah, they can. Can we report this? Mo, Dakota, let's get another charity run going, and then you'll find out how many heartless souls are watching. There's MP. MP, I sent you a DM to see when I'm going to get you onto slow markets. I could send you a link right here, right now, and bring you on. Do like some type of login from the phone. MP in the chat. We got to get him. We haven't had a good conversation on air for a while. The king, Topstep, one of the best. And I tell you what, I'm putting the kids to bed. We could sing them. It's slow markets. We can put them to sleep here. in during slow markets. With these slow markets, put everyone to sleep. Yeah, it's right about that time. You're Mountain Standard Time there as well, right? Made my first XFA on slow markets, up 330. Great work. On with 3 kids. On with the 3 kids. Jenna, how much money is in my live account? Not enough. It's never enough. That's a bot response. Get some deals going. Dakota, have a Discord chat. Nope, I don't have Discord, but there is Topstep's Discord that I poke my head in there, and we do the VIP sessions. We do VIP, and man, that's where I actually started getting a lot of interactions with Topstep in the Discord. Not really much going on in these markets. We made that run for, this is the power hour low. We ran the power hour low, rejected, and we started to bounce off of it. Overall tonight, we're down 0.07. So we're basically flatlined here in the NASDAQ with Chinese CPI and PPI in about, 40 minutes. Maybe we are in a holding pattern. Typically, we do get a spike in slow markets right at the top of the hour. So in about 12 minutes, we typically see a spike in volatility. Whether it's long or short, we don't know, but there's an increase in volume. I'm watching gold. Jay had that gold trade, that gold short today in the New York session, and it was amazing. The day before that, I had the gold long that worked out well. Last night, I took a loss, and tonight, slow market trades have been pretty dang nice, pretty consistent, but let's see if we could find a nice setup tonight. And while I do that, let's put on some music. I have the music, and just let me know if the music is a little bit too loud. Some nice chill music. So if MP's watching, put the kids to sleep. Let's put the kids to sleep with this music here. And I gotta turn it on for myself so I can hear it. Let me know if it's too loud. Where's that Baron? Where's Baron? He joins me for Thursdays, and we always have a bet going. So far, he's won more bets, but I've won more dollar amounts. It's risk reward, baby. Risk rewards. Come on, we got 960 lights. If those 2,800 are not bots, I need to know. You should be able to hear the music now. Let me know if it's too loud. I'm watching gold, and I'm watching the NASDAQ. What do you think about a long right now in the NASDAQ? I have a hard time picking a direction. The fact that we did break through this is a key level of support and resistance during power hour. You've seen it held at around lunchtime during the New York session, and we just broke down. And you can see that this, 22,880, it acted as resistance on the way down. And as of right now, we're acting as resistance now. I'm not against longs, right? There's a reason why I have this here. There's a reason why I have this here. Buy the freaking dip. And I need to do better at doing that. And look, we just rejected. Maybe we could come back down and test it. Odds are, I'm really gonna be taking this is my opinion, really thinking that we're gonna be getting consolidation going into tonight. Like I said, FOMC minutes tomorrow. We can see a lot more chop. Today during the New York session, it was just chop city. There was no rhyme or reason to these markets. We ran the lows, ran the highs, chop, even for range traders. But we did have an amazing, Topstep has a lot of live traders. And so some struggle, some do really, really good. So I gave a shout out to KJ. He put up some big numbers. I don't know if that was today or the day before, but in this type of market, to be able to squeeze anything out of this market is pretty applicable. That's pretty amazing. I'm jumping on fast markets tomorrow. I missed this. Man, I am off for fast markets tomorrow morning, MP. I will be. Me and Baron's going to be on there Thursday morning, though. Thursday morning. And then we still have to go golfing and pheasant hunting before winter comes in. So we have plenty of time. Still just goofing. I thought you might have read my message wrong. If you didn't mute me, and okay. Back to work for me tomorrow. Also got to spill some of the beans of what we're launching. All sweet improvements. MP, you spill enough beans on Twitter where I just follow your Twitter account, and that's where I keep up to date. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I see you shared it. No hashtag slow markets though. You could do pheasant hunting, just not for like, that's about where I'm at too. Grew up on a small farm and grew up in a hunting family, and that's about where I'm at. That and maybe yeah, it depends. Take a look at GC. We have about 8 minutes until we see some movements happening. Spike in volatility maybe, and about 38 minutes until Chinese CPI and PPI. Take a look at this economics calendar. Chinese PPI and CPI coming out in about 37 minutes. Is the music too loud? Let's look. I think the music's good. I have not reset my live account. Yeah. See, there's no resets in the live account world. Sorry if I disappoint. You like this music? See, that's part of it. If you don't watch slow markets for the trading, you gotta at least watch it for the music. For the music and some shit talking. I am liking longs in the gold side. I do like longs. This nice rally, and then a bit of a, is this a cup and handle? I mean, you could call this a lot of things, right? From a technical standpoint. And we have about 7 minutes until a spike in volatility. I'm watching this from a long side after a big sell-off today, going into FOMC minutes tomorrow, and the equities were pretty choppy, especially the NASDAQ. I would not be surprised. I did try a long last night. I was in the money, but then it ended up reversing and selling off, and Coach Jay was taking that sell-off. Andre in the chat with the good vibes. And we got MP, we got Andre. All we need is Danielle and Hoag and Eddie. Play Coco Melon songs. Platinum. Green Steady. I don't take a look at Platinum a lot. I know Coach Jay does whenever he's on. What's the... We have currency futures. A big one I used to trade was the dollar yen. I used to trade the dollar yen a lot when I was starting out as well. Oh, there's Danielle. Danielle, always listening. Let's see if we could find a setup here on gold. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a couple... I'm going to throw on a micro long. Let's see if we could just catch about 30 ticks. I'm going to look for about 30, 42. See if we can gold can come up and spike up to these 33.19s. I might add to this. Gonna have a wider stop loss. The beautiful thing about micros and slow markets, you could have a wide stop loss. Let's see if we could set this up and build a position. 3 large improvements within 45 days, 2 of which everyone gets grandfathered in. If I guess it, will you say it? Dakota, you added a stop loss by sliding your entry line. Yes. Yep, I added to this position too. So after I get into a position, I could just click and drag, and boom, there's my stop loss. I could also click and drag, and there's my take profit. Like, click and drag. It's nice. It's convenient. I'm going to add to this. So there we go. There's 3 micros. We have about 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Dakota, I love that you love gold again. That is where you started. Yeah, you remember that? Gold and NASDAQ. Custom indicators to Project X, Topstep X. Honestly, Topstep X is the best platform. Do you know how many times I get comments throughout the day on social media about some of the amazing stuff on Topstep X? I was going to show you one. Let's see. Where? There's... Man, I get messages all the time. It's so nice to see. There's one, man, cycling, struggling and struggling, and a lot of traders don't realize that they need the risk management. It's like having a risk manager looking over their shoulder. Yeah, so I went through the hurdle too. I went through the learning curve. So before joining Topstep, a year and a half ago, I was with NinjaTrader. And when it's like an old dog set in their ways, right? You get used to a platform and you're used to it, and then all the tips and tricks. I was teaching class on a NinjaTrader platform, and I had all the hotkeys, and I was comfortable. And it took me about 2 months. It took me about 50, a little less than 2 months to get used to this. And now I want to, I have a hard time going back to any other platform. I tried Interactive Brokers platform, and it sucks compared to when I'm trying to day trade. I'm like, have to read a 1-inch thick manual of how to find the risk management settings. And even then, it's a headache. So yeah, I made the switch last year. That's when I lost my live account last year, before I got this live account. I don't know if you guys can remember that, where I was in my live account. I made a mistake. I took a loss. I lost the live account, switched over to Topstep X, and then I earned this live account. And I've had this for officially 1 year now. And that was last July, right before the carry trade at the end of July. It was pretty insane. My T4 platform was on it for 22 years. Yeah. On it for 22 years. You got me beat. I used to have yeah. That's all I'm going to say on that one. We're chilling here on this gold long. A minute and a half. A little less than a minute. Actually, we'll see if we see a spike. I'm going to go ahead and double chart this. Double charts, put one at the 100 ticks, and we'll see if we could manage this position going into the top of the hour. Remember, Chinese CPI and PPI coming out in about 30 minutes. We can see some volatility going into that. How old am I? Take a guess. Take a guess of how old I am. Probably older than you think. Okay, Richard Harris, you know. Brackets come to Topstep X in a week. That's not one of the improvements I was alluding to, but it's okay. Okay. Brackets coming to Topstep X in a week. That's a big one I've been wanting. Since I trade overnights and I put brackets on, that's going to be big for a slow markets trade. I'm 31. I'm 31. Baron will be happy. Does Baron like brackets too? Well, maybe two. Don't quote me. Alerts are next. Okay, it's top of the hour. We're seeing some spike in volatility now. A little bit of a sell-off here into these 12s. If we break these 12s, I'm going to bell and then I can re-enter. Topstep is just over a year. Topstep X is just over a year old. Topstep is been around since what, 2010? 2010? Topstep X is just over a year old. A lot of people don't realize that. I remember when I think was I on air when everyone announced when we announced Topstep X? It's like, yeah, March, April, June, somewhere right there. Gold in the range. Yeah, we're just in this range. In this range. I bought the top of this range. I made the switch last week. I've been watching the tutorial on YouTube. How do you like it, DJ? And, you know, there's also this little question mark, and there's some Topstep 5-minute tutorials right here. And there's a lot of information through this. This is where I spent a lot of my time learning. It didn't take too long, just quick information. There we go. Look at that. Came down to these 312s and completely rejected. Nice. Seeing that spike in volatility already tonight, right at the top of the hour. So let's see if we could pick a direction. I'm in it for the longs. Topstep X, just over a year old and only getting better. What's my profit target on this trade? So I will take one profit if we could get up and come and test these highs at these 318s, 319s. And since I'm in 3 contracts, 3 micros, that allows me to hold on to 1 or 2 of the contracts for maybe a runner. I have this one as a kind of like a stretch target. Probably just let's close out of that one, because if we do start to catch a decent bid going through that, then I want to hold a runner. But let's just watch. We're consolidating in this level. Trade's not over. We'll see how we play it. We have the Chinese CPI and PPI coming out in about 27 minutes. And I definitely do not want to be in the middle of a trade going into it. I'll definitely want to flatten, even if it's for what, $100 or $200 loss. I'm okay. If we do start to rally and I'm able to close for some profits, I might be able to, you know, move my stop loss in profit and hold it through that CPI, or risking very little. So let's see. You're starting to see some more volatility. Do you see how slow it was here on the 100 tick? And now we're seeing some big, you know, better movements here tonight. Let's take a look around. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ catching a bid. You can see that there's this nice resistance that we are seeing here at these 880s, 882. If we break through that, can we come back up and test this? Maybe we can come back up and test this level around 900. We've been around 900 all freaking day during the New York session. And so if we do reject and start to break out, maybe we target 900 again. But until then, let's continue to watch gold. Let's continue to watch gold. Seeing some volatility. This is the volatility I was expecting right at the top of the hour. Probably could have got better price, but that's okay. For those wondering, yes, this is my live account. I would MP, and those would be getting better. Pro ball. Who would open up a personal account at Topstep Brokerage and use Topstep? I would MP. If you call me tomorrow and say, hey, Topstep X is now available for a personal brokerage, I would send over a quarter million. I have it sitting, waiting. I want to day trade futures in my personal account, but it's so hard because I've gotten used to Topstep X and I love these risk management settings that I don't want to sit there and read a book and, you know, hope that they work. And I'm so used to trading Topstep X, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I'm not just saying that, I'm being serious. Even if it's just a platform. And if I could, let me swing trade. Let me swing trade it. Let me swing trade it too. I would be buying dips with 5 micros and holding it for months. Actually incorrect, Michael. Michael says, I can't say I am blindly in without knowing margins. For me, I will say yes without knowing margins, because they can't get worse than Interactive Brokers margins on futures. Am I allowed to say that? Am I going to get fired? But Interactive Brokers has some of the worst freaking day trading margins, or futures margins. 1K NQ day margins. Oh, dang. Okay, that's more than enough. That's plenty, MP. Do whatever you want in your personal. I'm sold. Do whatever you want. $1,000 a mini. Michael, yeah, you use Interactive Brokers. You know how horrible the margins are. Okay, I like that. 1K, a quarter for a commission. The golden era of prop trading. The golden era of prop and futures. Futures trading has not been more popular than it is today. Okay, we have about 23 minutes until the Chinese PPI and CPI. We're still in this range of 312 to 315 here in gold. Bob Fairchild, Topstep X is the best. I killed all my NT8 accounts. Maybe a brokerage that incentivizes traders to trade less or to avoid liquidation. Would that be cool? Instill good habits with your personal brokerage and get rewarded. I think that would be good. That would be pretty dang cool. Keep track of that. Give me an award. Give me an incentive. Eventually going through. See, this is why we want MP and slow markets and in the YouTube chat, so that we could get the beans out of we could get the good stuff. Looks yeah, this is now we're picking up volatility with his music. This music is for more volatile markets. NASDAQ, we did break through these 880s. 880s. But not much. NASDAQ's not as volatile. Like I said, watching this gold play out before Chinese CPI and Chinese data. Good night, MP. Maybe I'll see you Thursday. You get the good stuff. Get the good stuff at night. MP says, yes, I'll hold you to it. Yes, let's party. Now that MP's gone, we can crank up the music. Chinese CPI, yeah, totally legitimate. Let's go. Hey, it's going to move the markets. Will it move the markets is the question. Everyone's showing up. The night I take some pre-workout before sparring, and everyone shows up when I'm all hyped up, all doped up on pre-workout. The boss is gone. No one is answering. Lido, VIP draft is not an inside joke. Yeah, good checked. Let's see. You know what I want to do? I want to do this. This is you guys have probably heard about this. Whoop. I want to find a way to broadcast my heart rate while I'm on air. To have like a little heart rate watcher or monitor on on like the top right, so everyone can see my heart rate while I'm trading. What's your thoughts on that? Just boom, heart rate. Let's do it. Heart rate monitor when I'm in a trade. Will it spike? Yeah, it's up a little bit. I'm on some pre-workout right now. I have sparring in an hour. What entry price? Right here on your screen, 3315.1. Danielle says, let's do it. Yeah, I'll need to find a way to connect it to my computer. You know, it's not about me sending my vitals. It's about understanding emotions and like fear and greed when you're in the middle of a trade, right? Like, what's your resting heart rate when you're flat and you're watching these markets? And then what happens when you get into a trade? What happens when it hits your stop loss, when it's getting close to your take profit, and when you're managing the trade? It'd be interesting to see the fluctuations of my heart rate. I mean, I could look at it and watch it now, but it'd be cool to have on air, right? It'd just be like something where if the markets are not doing anything, it'd be something interesting on like the top right-hand corner of the screen to monitor it. And then it's like, oh shoot, I'm in 2 minis, in 3 minis, and then the heart rate starts getting up, and and it just spikes. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I might be bailing out of this. I might bail out of this. Let's see if we fail. I'm gonna take 100 and I'll get out before my stop loss, because I could always get back in. This is not a dump. This is not a major dump here in gold. Where were you on the 5th of July? I don't know. Let's go long gold. Your call on NQ was spot on. What am I doing? What am I doing in gold then? Yeah, look at NQ. We broke right out of those 82s. And can we see 900s? Maybe we'll see 900s. We're not there yet. But NQ was the buy. I'm not giving up on this gold trade yet. 56 contracts sold at 33.12. Player Jim. Down 136 right now, 146. This might just go straight to my stop loss. If you thought NQ buy, why buy gold? So this is a very bad misconception sometimes, is if I think the NASDAQ is going to be long, it does not always mean gold will go down. There's been so many times where gold and NASDAQ go the same direction. And there's also been many times where gold and NASDAQ go opposite directions. So I don't look at that as a 100% correlation. Contrary to what some might believe, the way that gold and NASDAQ react. We have 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes. Come on, China. They're going to save us. Save this trade. Down 120 bucks. Is this the dip? This is probably the dip to buy. Yeah, it doesn't work, D. I tried it. Yeah, everyone thinks that. Everything thinks like, oh, gold's going up, so that means the NASDAQ and all the equities are going down. Not always. In a very basic sense, sure. If the equities just start crashing, typically you'll see the safe haven assets like gold find a bid. And it's even harder from a day trading perspective, right? From a minute to minute perspective, from scalping, from day trading, it's even harder. It's more of like a swing trade. If the markets sell off for a week, then typically you would see gold rally for a week. But for me anyway, this is just me, I don't like to look at correlation between gold and NASDAQ or gold and, I don't know, plug in anything, a stock. If Nvidia sells off, does that mean gold's going up? Not really. And Nvidia's part of the NASDAQ. Yeah, yep, I would say if there's a major event, then that's more applicable. There's times where you see online where it's like, man, this person, instead of he's been getting cooked in like selling gold, he synthetically sold the NASDAQ by buying gold or something. It's synthetic. Is that too big of a word for this class? Maybe not. Okay, let's get some hashtag slow markets. I see a few of them coming in, but not any good ones yet. Let's make sure we get a hashtag slow markets. There's the link. Share a trade, share something. We have 14 minutes before Chinese data coming out. Buy it, trade it says, you short gold? Question mark. I am long gold. With my CYA at 304. When you start seeing commercials for buying the QQQ, then it's time to sell. Pawn, I wish that was true. But when me, Jay, and Barron went to Chicago, when we watched the baseball game, QQQ was on the billboard. They were advertising QQQ, so I don't know how long it's been there. There's always advertisements for QQQ. It's always being pumped. Thoughts on copper? I don't trade copper. They've been having that QQQ for years. Invesco QQQ. Wonder if I'm sure they get commissions. And everyone's still putting money towards their retirement account every week, right? Or every other week. Percentage is probably going towards QQQ. Richard Harris, I have a big chess game tonight. Richard Harris, did you see Magnus Carlsen lately? He's been tearing it up. Dakota, it's amazing now to see commercials for futures trading. Okay. What's your ranking, Richard? Magnus Carlsen's your hero? He's the GOAT, man. Magnus Carlsen is the GOAT. I would play somebody in a chess match. Right here, right now. Maybe Coach Jay and I. I played MP. I played MP when I was in Chicago. And during the trader meetup. That was fun. MP's not too bad at chess. NASDAQ still chilling here right at 312. Do you think NQ will be choppy tomorrow? I don't know. Let's focus on this gold trade, and then we'll take a look at the NASDAQ and see how these markets react around this Chinese data coming out here in about 10 minutes. Did Richard say what his rating is? I'm 1400. I like bullet. I like bullet chess. 3 minutes. Remember, the setup's over here on the 5-minute chart. So everything that I'm watching is typically the 5-minute chart. And then I'll watch maybe these small details over here on the 100-tick chart. But watching, learning, seeing, doing. Maybe that was probably the better buy. I put that line up there before. It looked like we were just going to break out. Faked it, hit these 310s. So let's just watch. Let's see what we could do here. I prefer over the board than online. I agree. What's my take profit? I don't have a take profit in as a solid, but I will close maybe 1 or 2 contracts up if we get to these 319s. 10 minutes, the Chinese data. Pushing back up into the middle of this range here at 313s. I tried 3-minute and my rating dropped 300 points. Chess is just pattern recognition. What's your opinion on QE trading 5XFAs? What's QE? I don't mind traders that trade 5XFAs, but I am a firm believer that if you cannot trade 1 account, you cannot trade 5. So if you're brand new and if you're learning how to trade for the first time or trying to find consistency, to me, I truly do believe that it's better to try and find that consistency with 1 account and then scale up, right? Can someone explain to me what happened? I was not watching copper, but here we are pushing back up into these 314s. The China data is poised to come out in about 9 minutes. Take a look at this trader hub here in Topstep X, and you can see Chinese PPI. I got 1930, and here it's 1930, so it's about 8 minutes. depending on your time zone. Okay, is this the pivot? I can move my stop loss. Is that the pivot? I can move my stop loss. Let's see. Now it's time to start actively managing this. Getting in within 8 minutes. 8 minutes, almost. Yeah, 8 minutes. I might close a couple out and just trail it. Yeah, ever since the top of the hour, we've been seeing that spike in volatility. Having a hard time to hold trades till take profit? Any suggestions? If you're having a hard time holding on to trades, probably try sizing down. A lot of times what I see traders is they care too much about the trade. Like, for example, like this. This is 3 micros. I'm not going to say I don't care about it, but, you know, hey, $10. Yeah, not too big of a deal. I don't mind, you know, taking a full stop loss on this. Typically, it's size down, and just try not to Lenny or overmanage your trade. Right, the less clicks of the mouse, typically the better. That's why I love slow markets trades. If you've been watching me this past week, I've had some pretty great slow markets trades where I just set it up just like this, and then I would turn my computer off, I would go to bed, and I'll let the trade play out. Copper may pop on this number as well if it's a mover. Alex says, I'm starting to enjoy this. Going to try and show up every evening. It's funner than you think. Slow markets is funner than you think. I'm getting chess challenges now on DMs. I would love to play some chess, right? Maybe one of these days we'll get like a chess night. There's no cuss words in this, so it's good. Or do you like the saxophone? From saxophone to reggaeton. Hey. I like the saxophone. That's more of the vibe right now. Under 6 minutes. Let's see if we could break through these highs. The meme lord of elevator music. Let's get through these highs. Come on. Five minutes. Chinese data. Kenny G, the good OV. Yeah, that's typical in gold, right? This is very typical in gold. You take a look at that. Look what happened here. Coach Hoop, you know, the V shape happens in gold pretty frequently. I bought the dip on gold, just closed out for a few micros. Great trade. Great trade. There's some good opportunities in slow markets. You just got to manage risk and practice patience. Patience is very key. It's key on both, but slow markets makes it even more harder to practice patience. That's why higher time frames are a lot more consistent for me. I locked all my accounts to max 6 micros on NASDAQ. Yeah, that's right. Because look at these lockout features. Contract limits. Contract limits. You can manage risk in many different ways. Next what we're going to do. Next what MP. I know he's not listening. He went to sleep. But I think the next thing we could do is I could connect the risk management to the heart rate, right? If my heart rate gets above 120, it locks me out. Heart rate gets above 120, lockout. It means I'm too emotional or something. Let's. Do I implement my 3-bar reversal on tick charts? No. Nope, not tick charts. Usually a 5-minute or an hourly. Mine stays at 122 during your trade. You got a high resting heart rate. If your heart rate's above 120, sitting down, you're playing right or trading. Okay, you can imagine. Should we watch my heart rate? I don't think it's changed. It's a 93. 93 is pretty high. I usually have a resting heart rate of about 65 to 70, 75. Having the heart rate monitor during the reversal challenge. That's the pre-workout. It's the pre-workout. Okay, 2 minutes. Thinking about managing this trade. How can I manage this trade? I might just close out. Darth Buddha, that'd be kind of cool. It would, huh? Mine is 75. Mine's sitting at 93 right now. It's probably going to stay at 93 for the entire class. We have 30 minutes left. I'll be locked out all day then. Okay, minute and a half. Let's see. My fingers on these management buttons. Let's think. There's a few ways I can manage this now. There's a few ways I can manage this. I could close out at 2 and just let it go and just accept this risk. I could move my stop loss up to that pivot of 09. I could just flatten out completely. My risk is at 103 ticks, which with this is $300. So I'm okay with anything. This is not a big risk. $300. It's not too much. And we're sitting here hovering at the highs. We have 1 minute till the data comes out. But if we do start to break out, then I might decide to just move my stop loss up to 09s. So let's see how this plays out. I have my fingers are on the buttons right here. It's at join bid, join ask, close. I don't mind doing either. And we might not see any movement. There's plenty of times where this might just be a goose egg and a big nothing, right? That's also an option. You don't know. But I'm thinking, as you can see, I'm going into something. I'm thinking about risk management. Move my stop loss. Is this too big of a position? Should I close the contract? Should I move my stop loss? Where should I manage this? Risk management. My heart rate is down to 76. My heart rate's down to 74 now. So my heart rate's going back down to normal. Okay, let's see. Let's see it. Okay, top of the... Well, here we go. Let's see. Nothing yet. We're chilling. A nothing burger. Nothing burger. Ooh, this is a good song too. Not seeing anything. Is it hitting the wire? Yeah, it came out. It's not much. The CPI is 0.1 when it was previous and expected negative 0.1. The actual is negative 3.6 when it was previous, negative 3.3. You can see it right here. Negative 3.2. Oh, you can't see it. My bad. Sorry. Now you can. There you go. There's the actual and the previous. See? There you go. Actual, Chinese PPI, forecasted, previous. So better expected than worse than expected. And gold is not really doing much. So I like that. I like that we're kind of hanging out at these 315s. So All of that for a whole lot of nothing. Let's see. Someone says NQ's dumping. Yeah, there goes NQ. NQ back, testing the New York session lows. Let's see if we can... Are we going to find buyers here? Or are we going to go through this? If we do break through these New York session lows, the next area that Coach Jay and I was both looking at was going to be these lower, obviously, the July 7th lows, right? July 7th lows. That could be an option if we, or target if we do start to break through that. But let's go back and see what's micro gold doing. We are continuing to push a little bit higher. The question is, can we break through the session highs? This is the session high, by the way. There it is. Let's see if we could break through that 16.4 session high. Gold pumping. Greetings from Colombia. What a recovery for the gold longs. Long and strong. David, what are you referring to? Make sure you click on live. There's sometimes you might not be live and you could be responding to something that's already happened. There you go, Coach Hoop. China producer index year over year registered negative 3.6. Thank you, Coach Hoop. You know what I like about tuning into Topstep is I typically find the news a lot quicker. It's like, yeah, what's going on in the market? What happened? I just tune in Topstep. I get that from you, Coach Hoop, or Eddie, right? And then talking about the markets. It's a lot faster than the freaking CNBC. CNBC's going off about some special on some stock that never heard of in the middle of a news event. Okay, we got a couple slow markets. Yeah, Eddie's all over the news. Oh, yeah. Okay, come on, gold. Let's get through 16.4. 16.4 is the high. All right, let's get 16.4. Let's break through it with some momentum. We have about 25 minutes left of slow markets. Just got to put in the time. Think there's some stops just above? Yeah, I think so. I think there's some nice stops above 16.4. I think if we do break out, we're going to gain some nice momentum. Look, there's 100 contracts sitting right there. Look, right there, right? Just below the high. 16.4 is the high. There's a couple stops sitting at 16.3. Hey, you know what else, chat? I don't see very many YouTubers and very much content where they just show all this live in front of you. They don't show everything. They make excuses. I always see lots of excuses. I don't show it because I switched accounts. Let me do this. There's the Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. We know it's not financial advice. This is all taped. And now we're seeing the true slow markets come out. Hanging out. Is the NASDAQ moving? Did the NASDAQ find buyers? We did. We got down to basically these 850s again where the New York session was and started to bounce a little bit so far. Is this a bounce or a pullback? Is this a pullback? Maybe we're going to see continuation. We're only down 0.12, so that's still not much of a move here in the NASDAQ. We'll switch that one. That's not the vibe I'm in. And gold is about the same. Gold's down 0.09. So we're not seeing much movements in these markets tonight. Roy Z, haven't seen me in a while. Well, why not? I'm on here slow markets Sunday night through Thursday night. And then I'm on fast markets. And then I'm pretty active on the Twitterverse. Pretty active on the Twitterverse. And I think we might just chill and consolidate for the rest of the class. So let's get to some questions. And I almost have all the slow market, hashtag slow markets. Still not seeing any good ones. Hashtag slow markets. Come on. I challenge everyone. Get some good memes in there. Get some good memes. There was one that I thought was funny last night. I stayed up late last night. And I was laughing my butt off at this one. This. What used to scare us versus what scares us now. Yeah. If you know what I mean, if you know, you know. We live in a different age. For me, it was actually a belt. It wasn't a rolling pin. It was more of a belt. We got the belt if you didn't listen. Now it's these big red candles when you're in a long position. The wooden spoon. Yeah. My teacher had a wooden spoon. But I never seen the teacher use it. It was more of an empty threat. A cast iron pan. Me too. The shoe, the chancla. The belt, bamboo stick, but yeah, cast iron is crazy. Come on, chat. Hey, the physical pain's temporary. But the pain that would cause to your trading account it hurts deep. Taking a day, blowing your account it hurts so much deeper. I'll heal. A bruise would heal. Daily loss limit, it's there. It cuts deep. Bottom spanky. Switch. Let's see. Is NASDAQ doing anything? Did we find some buyers in the NASDAQ? We did. Buyers did hold those 50s. So we held the New York session low. Not surprised. Why would we? Yeah, not surprised. He said data coming out tomorrow. FOMC minutes is big tomorrow. Gold holding this range between 12s and 15s. Italian mom, wooden spoon survivor here. How do you change the P&L to ticks? Oh, I love it. That's one of my favorite features. Ticks or points. When I'm in gold, I like ticks. When I'm in NASDAQ, I like points. But in the settings, you go to charts and data, and you could go dollars, ticks, points, percentage. Ticks and points, they're my two favorite ones. I strongly recommend it. So it's a lot less emotional when you're just watching the charts and you watch the P&L fluctuate. And here we are, right back down to the 12s. Got back in a combine and made $1,500. All right, nice. I see Coach Shay venturing out a little trading yen. Traders don't realize there's more to it than the NASDAQ and the ES. Yes, there is currency futures here at Topstep. Go in here and you type in some of the currency futures. I like just to type 6 because there's the Australian dollar, micro Aussie dollar, the euro dollar, the pound, sterling, right? Who knows currency nicknames? Come on. I can't remember. It's been a while, but yeah, the British pound, I remember it's like what, the sterling, the yen, the Swiss franc, Mexico. Yeah, so you can trade different currency futures here. You can trade metals, platinum, gold, silver, cable. Yeah, that's one of the nicknames. Yep. The loonie, Swiss franc. So you don't have to just be like, oh, I come from futures background and now I'm forced to trade, or I come from currency background and I'm forced to trade, the equities. No. There's a lot of traders I talk to that's like, man, I came from Forex. Where do I start? It's like, well, you don't have to really change that much. You could trade currency futures here, and it's the same thing. Same process. It's combines, XFAs, live account. Cows, orange juice, grains. Yeah. Coach Hoop knows them all. Trade the Kiwi. New Zealand dollar. It's been a while since I traded any currencies. NASDAQ and gold for me. NASDAQ and gold for me. Trade the chicken. 8-ball futures. All right, we got about 18 minutes left, and we did a whole lot of nothing. We went up, we went down here in the NASDAQ, and we're just sitting there. I would not be surprised if we just go back up to 22,900. That's a big round number. It looks like going just for this session tonight. Just let's go through this real quick before we go back over to gold. But you can see tonight where we opened up with a little bit of a gap. We went up, we tried to get above 922s. We rejected not once, but twice tonight. And then we sold off, and we got a little bit of a bounce. We didn't really gain any momentum on the break of the power hour session low, that power hour low. And then we pushed right back down again for the entire New York session low. And we found a lot of buyers back down there at those 850s. And we're right back up to 870. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market comes and it takes a look, and maybe we hang around these 22,900s. Like I said, FOMC minutes tomorrow, CPI data, PPI data for Chinese did not really do much to these markets tonight, but I could see the market hanging around 22,900. That could be a possibility. Maybe some more of this choppy price action. We're not getting clear price action. My view, right? There's traders definitely that's liking this price action, that's trading well. And then with the gold, I'm not seeing much either. We're just kind of hanging around these 312s to 315s. We didn't break those highs. I was looking for those highs. We didn't get it. News did not really do much for this trade either. I might just, considering holding on to this one for the night. We do have FOMC minutes at 1 p.m. Central. Correct me if I'm wrong. And maybe we get a move then. This could definitely turn into the slow markets trade of the night, where I could look for a break. Remember, slow markets, have patience. Usually higher time frames work a lot better. I could see gold actually coming up to this level. You can see this level we was at yesterday. There's also some hesitation on the way down. Maybe these 3320s could be a decent opportunity for some targets if we do start to break out. Not looking for a big home run, just looking for a nice little move higher. We did reject those 310s, and not really much going on tonight. FOMC minutes tomorrow is going to be a big one. I'm so happy and grateful that I found Topstep and stuck with it instead of jumping around like many others. I avoided the mess and payment issues with some traders have faced. Stay focused really paid off. I agree. It's usually, that's usually the smart thing to do. Why deal with all the headache and the drama trying to understand? I mean, trading's hard enough, right? Trading really is hard enough to go venture, and it's like anything else. So focus what works for you. Okay, now we're starting to get some momentum. I might just close out of this and take a $100 loss. Shall we? We got 15 minutes left. Or should I just see if we reject these 310s again? Gold about to puke? Maybe. We failed to break higher. What do you think? Do I close it out before I hit my stop loss, or do I see if we found some buyers? The only area I see that buyers could step in is probably going to be 309s. 309s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. But we might just run down and hit stops and then turn around. Got a nice short on the NASDAQ. Just wait. Someone says close it. Just wait. I mean, I've already accepted this $300 loss. Scale in, coach. Scale in. Buy more. Wait. I have FOMO. I'm good with combines, but XFAs are blowing like anything. I got some payouts. Well, if you got payouts, And if you're struggling in XFAs, but you're doing well in combines, could it possibly be a sizing issue? Maybe you're trading too big of size. Miguel says, wait, in it with you. In it with me. And the music stopped. When the music stopped, something's up. Put your stop below the wick. Yeah, I don't like this. This is what I don't like. That rejection right there. Any news on the possibility of back to funded? Nope. We should have asked MP when he was here. But if you, like I said, you follow MP's Twitter, that's where the juicy stuff is. Coach Jay and I was talking about it the other night. I mean, just stay tuned. That's all you can do is just stay tuned, watch, and find out. All right. I might. This is just going to be a loss, I think. This shall be a loss. Axie says, I traded gold. What's MP's Twitter? Okay, that's mine. Let me get MP's. Anybody have MP's? I mean, I repost the good stuff anyway, right? I repost the good stuff anyway. Okay, I'm bailing. I'm gonna bail. Minus $200. Too much momentum. Too much Momo. I might get back in if we break back above, what, 905. But it's just too much momentum right now. Do we get back in? You get back in? Okay, I'm back in. I thought we were just going to keep pushing down. We only have 10 minutes anyway. Try shorting gold. Well, hindsight, man. Hindsight. Are we going to get more follow-throughs, the question. It looked like we hesitated right here. This was that area I said, yeah, if we find some buyers, it's easier to get in. I got to be careful with the way I word this. It's better to get out and back in than to just sit here and hope sometimes. Get out and back in. Get in and out really quick. It's cheaper. Take the NQ short. This is a flip point. This is the flip point. We'll see if it's the flip point. Do they have maple syrup futures? One day, maybe. They're going to put NQ and GC side by side. Traders will see they are not always correlated. Fact. That is 100% true. Yeah, look. There's gold, right? Here's gold. See, gold. Up, down, up, down. And then we take a look at NASDAQ. Here's NASDAQ. Not correlated at all right now. So I have a difficult time playing correlation between the two. NQ long lows, NQ closest maybe sugar futures. Sugar futures, if you want to trade maple syrup, maybe there's some sugar futures that you could trade. Let's see. Are we just going to break through this? Are we just going to run stops? NASDAQ is not even correlated with itself. You never know. Yeah, NASDAQ doesn't even know what it's correlated with. If we hold, I might even add to this position. Not a big position either. I don't want to be in big positions in this type of a market. Yeah, let's get into four micros right there. Someone says flip short. I'm hard-headed right now. I'm hard-headed. A toenail clip your. Well, wheat, I suppose. Yeah, there's wheat. There's definitely. Oh, that added 4. Okay. NASDAQ is insane sometimes. Not so much now, but in February, March, April, NASDAQ was crazy. NASDAQ was absolutely crazy during those months. $10 Eastern time, Nenzi News. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Get those likes up. Let's see if we get 2,000 likes. Come on. 2,000 likes. Maybe that will pump the gold up too. Let's get this gold right back up there to the 14s. We take the loss on 3 contracts, and we'll take the win with 4. 33.12. 33.12 kicker. Yeah, we bounced right off that level too. Right? Look at this. We bounced right off that level. Conspiracy? What do they say? I think not. Range bound? Yeah, range bound. We're down 0.18. NQ is that. I'm not gonna go through that one. They cleaning up the tape. No prints right above 3312. Then they send it. Shirt. Yeah, let's send it. We can send this to. We can send it to the moon now that I'm back in. And we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Let's get going. Should have added more. VWAP. Still think sellers got momentum. This market, it's very slow. It's slow markets. It's a lot different than fast markets. But, I mean, as of now, we did make a new low in gold. So, sure, there's that argument. There's always two sides to every market. Overnight bear. Let's see what the NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ just completely rejected off those 50s. 900 looking pretty attractive, to be honest. Like I said, I would not be surprised if the NASDAQ just hangs around 900 and consolidates and chops overnight with FOMC minutes tomorrow. We might end this one. We got less than 5 minutes left. NQ alligator mode. Why is Tilt only showing NQ? I'm not sure. Richard 62.68. Bought in at 871. Okay. I see you. NASDAQ. Got in long NASDAQ. I am both short NASDAQ and gold and holding. Okay. This isn't slow. Either the yen was taking 2 to 3 minutes to do 100 ticks. Thanks, Dakota. I appreciate all you do for free education. Yeah, Tom. I'm on here. Everybody here on YouTube for free. Not only here for the clicks and views, but really to answer questions and help traders. I really do my best. I enjoy it. I love it. I do the same thing on when I'm doing the same thing on the Twitterverse, and I love seeing it. I've heard some great traders, some traders taking payouts, going from struggling to taking payouts, and that's more rewarding. Showman Dakota. I'm no influencer, trust me. I have a hard time holding a phone and recording myself. It took me a little bit of time to get used to talking to a camera, right? Echoing in my room here. Nobody's at my house. It's just me, and it's me just talking to myself. So that took a little bit of time to get used to. I'm a trader first. I am, and I come from options. You wanna see something? Who remembers February? Who remembers February? This was an options trade. This is this is an options trade through Interactive. February puts. It paid. Martin says, you've held me a bunch. Scared to do the wide stops you use, though. Smaller size. Smaller size. Well, I'm glad the 3,000 viewers were not just robots. We got 1,100 likes. We got 1,100 likes. Can't get mad at that. We got 3 minutes. Let's see if gold can come to a conclusion here. Not seeing much. Not seeing much. We're hesitating here at 33.11. Will we go back down, or will we go up? Yeah. I don't know why traders question me. I told you, day trading is freaking hard sometimes. I'm doing this for everybody here. I'm day trading this account. This account's been open for a year. I'm day trading it here for everybody. Teaching, showing it live on air. And I've enjoyed every moment. Darth, those aren't naked puts. Those are not naked puts. But make some good money on it, though. Hasta mañana, Tom. Hasta mañana. Tomorrow, during Power Hour, I'm not on for Fast Markets tomorrow morning. I am on for Power Hour. And then Slow Markets tomorrow. Coach Jay joins me. Coach, it's always fun to have Coach Jay. And then Thursday morning, you see an MP in the chat. Is MP going to join me Thursday morning? And then again, Thursday night, I have Baron. Got to place a bet. What bet should we put with Baron? Chat, you're going to have to help me out, okay? Baron and I have had 3 bets. I've lost 2 of them, and I've won 1. But I'm positive money. So I have a 30% win rate, and I'm 33% win rate, and I'm positive money, just like my trading when I'm trading well. What would be a good bet going on Thursday? I'll have to think of that, because I got to have a winning bet so we could tie it up. Baron 2-2. Gets on grinder and swipes right on every picture. I don't know about that one. He's a sucker for IB setups. You could fade him. Some type of a fade play there. Baron's a good trader. I'm not gonna lie. It's always uncomfortable when you fade. If you fade someone like Baron, he's a good trader. He has a live account for a reason. He's got to eat a bag of peas. Well, we're not talking about what the bet. Like, we're not talking about the prize or that. We're talking about what it would be. How many contracts on those triple Q puts? It was, I think I was about 500 deep. Yeah. Now they're not naked, so it wasn't all of them. So I was about 500 deep here, a little over 500 deep. So you covered 360, covered 175, 73, and you see I had some scalps, and they weren't naked, so it wasn't everything. Like button, guys, come on, let's get it up to like 1,500 likes before I end this. Well, we're at the end. So let's bump it up. Antifa, yeah, 100%. I come from options background. I come from stocks and options. It's how I make my living, to be honest. It's been my primary source of income since college, trading stocks and options. That's my bread and butter. I really refuse, and I don't really like talking about it because I'm here for Topstep. I'm here for futures trading. I'm here for, pushing this industry forward, and I'm focusing on the futures. I don't really care what anybody says and talk shit about my day trading. I know I'm not the best day trader. I do my best. I help traders, and that's all I'm here for. I struggle. This is me learning, to become a better day trader. You guys get to see it. 1 account, 0 resets, 0 combine purchases, and I made $250,000 in my bank this year for 2025. So be it, whether it was XFAs or majority of the profit was made in XFAs or last year, still took that, $250,000 payout from my requested from my live account, and have not paid for a combine, have not paid for a reset, and not dealing with any of the BS where I have to guess whether I'm going to get a payout or not. So yeah. There we go. I'm going to end it at that. I got to get going. Time to go get punched in the freaking face. See ya, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy.